Bird from Doug West Tackle World here at the Gold Coast to talk about the offshore fish report for this weekend, the 16th and 17th of July 2021. Okay, wow. Firstly, the weather, it is the 15th weekend and we've had 2 under 20 knots. So this is actually going to be the 13th weekend out of 15 and it's been absolute crap. So 30 knots westerly. We can't go fishing for snapper and close, but what we can do is we can go, you can probably get to 18 fathoms, guys, before it gets really ugly, as long as there's not too much north or too much south in the wind. Direct westerly 18 fathoms, or 30 metres, 32 metres, is about your limit. So I'd be live baiting. We can go chase cobia, we can chase dewies, have fun on mac tunas. You just can't target snapper or pearl perch. Bycatch you can get though, obviously parrotfish and flatties. He's flatted offshore, and they're always on the outside edge of the reefs or the inside edge, not on the reef itself so much. But yeah, so I'll be getting live baits, sitting in the close reefs, 12 fathom or 18 fathom reefs, straight from the seaway, if the weather permits, even though it's going to be howling, and your boat's big enough. And I would be putting down some liveys right on the bottom. There's so many jewel around at the moment, they're crazy. We went out a couple of days ago, and we got 4 dewies in no time, right on daylight, on live baits. They will take lures as well, jigs, sort of around that 60 to 100 gram jigs, and more of a flutter style, or your octo jigs, okay? And that would be the go. But other than that, you can't do much offshore this weekend. Maybe chase tail behind the surf. There's not much swell at the moment, so be careful of swell though, but theoretically they're saying it's meant to be less than a metre, picking up to maybe 1.5 on Sunday or Monday, and then it sort of gets a bit heavy later next week. Okay, so the weather looks not too bad on Monday though. So Monday, if the weather is okay, that's your window for about the next 2 weeks. It's going to be another bad weekend again next weekend, unfortunately, I'm afraid to say, and maybe the one after that too. There's a massive low coming. There's a couple of big massive lows coming, but there's one that's probably the lowest low of the year. It's going to probably make it freezing cold in about 2 weeks' time. I looked at yesterday, it's 9:18 on Friday, Saturday next week. That's way down Antarctica, but it's been pushed up towards south. So it's going to be a bit ugly out there, especially down south. But for us up here, we will get Monday this week, and I would be definitely doing 2 things. One would be jigging for kingfish and amberjacks on the sort of 85-90 metre mark straight out from the seaway, 2801 or 2800 on your latitude south, and or up northeast of seaway towards east of jumping pin in about 85 metres, and in around about 2743 on your latitude south, okay, and in the 85 metre, 88 metre mark. Big jigs, sort of the size, like that type. If you use this type of jig here, it will eliminate a lot of your snapper and pearl perch catches. They tend to like more the sort of fatter SPJ, slow pitch jig type style. That's probably as short as I go. That's still 280 grams. Quite a hefty little fella, but definitely catch kings and amberjacks on that. You're doing a faster pace. You're not doing the slow jigging. You're doing quite a fast pace. So drop it down the bottom, back up, make sure your line's quite straight down, and then just go for it. Keep going, keep ripping it up, get about at least a third the way up, 3 colours off the bottom at least, maybe even 4. And then the last part, and that last part, and the 3rd or 4th colour coming up. So colours are every 10 metres, okay, folks? And then the last colour, just want it real fast. Even just stop before you want it real fast. And quite often they'll just go crazy and they'll smash it, okay? Then if your line's out, got a bit of an angle by that time, it's better off winding back up. I'll be reversing back, we'll go back around to another drift and drop it down again. If your line's on an angle, don't drop it back down the bottom because you'll probably never reach there if there's a bit of wind. So that's the first thing I'll be doing on Monday if the weather's good. Second thing I'll be doing, which is what I'll be doing, is going out for a deep drop, something like this type of fella here. I'll be going out, or I am going to go out hopefully to around about that sort of 280 to 500 metre mark. We're going to chase some flamies and barcods and hopefully blue-eyed trevally, because this is the time of year that it's really good for those fellows, so hopefully there's not too much current. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So that's on Monday. But Saturday, Sunday, unfortunately, folks, it's not the best for doing that sort of thing. So yeah, that's the weekend for us. And until next weekend, I think it looks pretty bad. Okay, thank you both for Douglas Tackle. Sorry, one last thing. If your boat is trailable, you are allowed to go over into New South Wales and fish their waters, as long as you have a New South Wales fishing permit licence, which you can get online. It's about $75 for 3 years. It's quite reasonable, and I think kids under 16 are free. Just be careful of the bars though. If you don't know the bars down Brunswick Heads or Tweed Heads or Ballina, just be careful of the bars. But the fishing down there is extremely good. We all know it's snapper time of the year, so you can do that if you're going to catch some snapper or pearl perch. But you just can't get them in Queensland waters for a month until the 16th of August. It's closed. Okay, thank you very much. Take care for Douglas Tackle World on the Gold Coast. Bye.